opening statement, please.
Great ball game, great atmosphere. Nothing surprises me from our team anymore. There's nothing that they can possibly do the rest of the year that would surprise me. To leave 17 guys on, I thought we had some good at-bats in some of those. I thought Poland did an awesome job of making pitches. All the different guys they brought in seemed to make a pitch. Obviously, JT's homer was just outstanding. Super proud of him, the way he's handled this year, and just kind of stuck with the process of having himself ready to play when called upon. And then, Troy obviously normally saves his best at bats for the end of the game, and there's nobody we'd want up there more than him against Prosecki, who's certainly really, really good. So it's one game. We're glad to win it, but have a long way to go to advance.
Questions?
Jordan, did you know that call was going out, or did you have to take a double take to see if it got over the center fielder?
Not gonna lie, I had to take a double take because I don't think I've hit a ball to that part of the ballpark out, at least. I've one-hopped the wall occasionally in BP, but never out. But it was a blast to see it to go out, though.
For both Jordan and Troy, did it seem like, this is about the first game of the season that the wind was still. Did it seem like that kind of affected it? Some of the balls you might have barreled up just were going a little bit deeper than you thought?
I think we had that one inning where Tar flew out to right, I flew out to right, Minnick about went off the wall to right, and we were kind of joking about it, like, where'd that wind go? But, it is what it is.
Yeah, it also had the two balls they hit to left field.
Yeah.
Would have been homers too, by the way. So, one maybe to lead off the game.
Troy, y'all had, I think, had the bases loaded 4 times before without getting the big hit. And so there you find yourself in that position again. And you'll just tell us what goes through a guy's mind when he's in that situation and is able to come through.
Yeah, I was just really trying to slow myself down, trust my breath work that we do all the time. In that situation, I'd already faced him, so I was pretty comfortable with everything. I'd seen every single pitch that he has. And then, with him going first pitch breaking ball and hitting Tar, I was fairly confident that he wasn't going to come back with another off-speed pitch, so I was, sitting dead red fastball and got one I liked.
Jim, you were able to use only 2 relievers, and Joseph and Jacob for basically the entire second half, only 5 hits allowed. How important is that just to save your bullpen for tomorrow, to where you guys got a pretty good look at most of Louisville's bullpen, to where they still haven't seen most of yours?
Well, Menifee and Palish are a big part of ours, so Palish only threw 30. You could say maybe he's available tomorrow. Will Johnston, our better relievers other than Rudis have been left-handed. So we invested a lot with Menifee and Palish to try to win the game, but it felt like once we tied the game and had kind of a long inning, we only scored 2 runs, right? Yeah, in the 7th. We only scored 2 runs, but it took us a long time to score those 2 runs. It felt like it was a good time to go straight to Jacob. He's been super consistent for us all year. Double play ball was obviously huge. So yeah, I know Louisville's a super talented team, and this thing is far from over. I've been in these super regionals, I don't know how many, 8 or 9, 10 times, and one game doesn't mean a thing. They're fighting for their life, and so are we. So Coach McDonald has an awesome club, and we're going to have to be ready to roll tomorrow.
Jim, how could you describe what your emotional swings were like when we spoke about it earlier, that so many times y'all were one big hit from breaking the game open?
And we had the right guys at the plate, but all that means is they're due tomorrow. That's the way we look at it. So nothing, I've come to just stay. I told the guys before the game, the games belong to you. I'll make a few moves. I'll decide when to bring a pitcher out, and we put that delay steal on, but the games belong to these players, and so I truly just try to encourage them, stay out of their way. But nothing they do surprises me. They're just, when you think they've taken another punch, and there's so many teams that I've either seen or been a part of where you take that punch and you fold. And these guys just move on to the next play. They just move on to it. And I think the 12th man plays a big role in that. They just won't let us get down, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
You know, the role the role the crowd played tonight. I don't know who freaking keeps the numbers. There's more than 6,700 people there. That's like the worst. I mean, they're using an abacus to count the damn thing. But you know, it was an awesome crowd. That's, again, if you want to come play college baseball in elite atmosphere, Texas A&M's the place to be.
Coach, I know not necessarily a bad day for Detmer, but you need to get a little bit more of that starting pitching moving forward.
Yeah, it is what it is, you know. Can't seem to get a starting pitcher past the 5th inning. Maybe Micah can do it for us tomorrow or somebody. But our identity is our identity. If we think that, you know, hopefully we'll play some more games and we'll get somebody to catch fire. I think you have to give a lot of credit to Louisville. It's a really offensive team. Somebody asked me before, or I think Andrew asked me before the game, like, is there a team in the SEC that you would compare them to? We didn't play Tennessee. I would compare them to, they have the power of Ole Miss and the pressure offense, speed, bunt game of Louisiana Lafayette. And so very, very tough to deal with. They have a very, very good club.
Jim, could you have anticipated after that second inning that y'all could go the rest of the games, just give up, you know, one run against that offense?
I mean, I like the guys we have down there. I mean, I knew that I knew we had to keep it close. I mean, I do trust these guys when the game's close. So we did invest a lot with Menifee and Jacob, but I knew if those guys executed pitches, as long as we didn't screw something up on defense, we'd be okay.
Time for one more.
You go with Micah tomorrow, and what can he bring to kind of stabilize that front end?
We'll find out. You know, he's going to have all of his pitches going and try and keep them off base. They're certainly tough to deal with, but you know, this from this point forward, it's straight about guts and grit. And so I don't know how it's going to play out, but I know that I'm super fired up to be on the same team as these guys right here and everybody else that wears an Aggie uniform.
Coach, players, thanks. Appreciate it.